to start first. I'm going to start with one of the Q&As. I know a lot of people, they want to write books. And I wanted to ask you, what made you write a book that has spirituality, African, Latino, heritage mixed up with, what's going on in today's world that we're living in. So what inspired you to write this novel?
So I am a big fantasy, sci-fi, what we in the industry would often call speculative fiction. I always knew that my first novel by myself, anything I pretty much write as a novel will always have some sort of fantastic themes. I co-wrote a young adult series with actor Omar Epps called Nubia, and so that was Afrofuturist sci-fi. And then for myself, I was like, okay, what do I want to put in my work? And as I thought about it and really did soul searching, I wanted to honor my roots. My family immigrated to the US from the late 60s to the early 70s from Panama, and I was born here. And so I grew up in the Bronx and have spent most of my life in New York. I've lived abroad as well, but my roots are in New York City. And as a result, I sort of have these fusion of identities. I very, very happily and proudly identify as Black American, African American. But whenever people sort of inquire about my roots, it becomes a little bit more like, so you're more like a Harry Belafonte,
Right.
or like one of the, like a Pele, like that's more that's more your. And I have to explain to them, yeah, my family is Latino, Latine, and my mother was a Spanish speaker for 2 generations. My great grandparents on my mother's side immigrated from Barbados to Panama, and then for 2 generations, my family lived there, and my great grandparents immigrated to work on the canal, and lots of Black folks immigrated to Panama to work on the Panama Canal. So that was my history, and then I was born here, and so I want to do a fantastic story that would honor my roots, and so I just the gist of the Ghosts of Gwendolyn Montgomery, the novel that you held up. It's about a high-powered publicist, and she has a secret mystical past. And all I'll say, it's a kind of a surprise to who she really is and what's really going on. But her past is connected to some of the history that I've described in terms of my family. Also, she's connected to a psychic named Fonzie. He can communicate with ghosts. He reveals that ghosts are a lot of pissed off ghosts are getting ready to invade our world, and they need to figure out a way to stop it. And he's Panamanian American, and so he directly represents a lot of my roots as well. And so, it was really just paying tribute to where I grew up, how I grew up, where my family's from. And then on top of that, also I was raised by my mom, grandmother, aunt, 3 female older cousins, was surrounded by glamorous, powerful Black women. And so I wanted the main character to be a glamorous, powerful Black woman. So that was what went into the creation of the novel. So.